as I was watching those videos, as I'm looking at most of the people that are online with us right now, they were in co-op 50-50. I got a few messages from people that said, what was co-op 50-50? Because they didn't understand why I put that in there. But we had 85,000 people join co-op 50-50 in the first 3 months, and we did over $50 million. And 100% of that $50 million went back into the pockets of you. You know, some of the people that you just saw on those testimonies. And we've got literally, I was trying to put in a couple of new reels together today, because we have literally thousands of testimonies of people that were in our previous systems and achieved just unbelievable successes with those previous systems. There were several things that made those systems the greatest systems ever created. And number one was simplicity. It was so easy to understand. Everybody understood exactly what they needed to do and exactly what they were going to get for doing it. Our systems are very, very complex, but what you have to do is simple. I call that simplexity. And you're going to find that at the end of this webinar, any of you who have been in our last systems, your jaw is going to drop to the ground. The number two thing that made our previous systems great, and even our current systems great, is the fact that you got paid 100%. And in the previous systems, you got paid 100% instantaneously in a transparent and easy to understand manner. You're going to find something new going on here again today. And, you know, really the number three thing that made everybody just go crazy was the fact that they all made a ton of money. Listen, at one point, I'm going to share some of the statistics that made our systems so much better, and by like a wide margin, than any system. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share a couple of statistics now. As most of you know, in the home-based business arena, it's less than 1% that experience any type of success. In our last system, co-op 50-50, 54.9% experienced success. They got more money than they put in. But here's the real key, and what makes our cooperative systems great, is that only 41% of the people actually did something. 41% of the people did something, 54% received something. It was about 18% of people receiving that did absolutely nothing. That's crazy. No systems do that. This new system, or the current system that you're familiar with right now, Coopincome, you're going to find that the results over the coming weeks, the coming months, the coming years are going to surpass those numbers. So without further ado, my name is David T. Rosen. I am super excited to be here with you right now, and unbelievably excited to share with you what I'm about to share with you tonight. So let me share my screen. So I'm going to start off with this slide. I usually start off with a daily dose of good, which I'm going to do next, but I want to prepare you guys for this webinar. You know, I've been sending out a few messages, and I've been talking about, you know, the fact that this is the most significant upgrade to any system that I have ever created and had online for the last 24 years. This, what you're about to experience tonight, is the most significant upgrade. You're going to find that it's going to make it easier for you to understand. Check this out. We have removed all qualifications. We have removed the need to recruit. We have significantly increased the rewards that members immediately receive. And there's something else that I didn't put on there. You now receive 100% of the contributions instantaneously and immediately on your dashboard. And here's something else, is that all of you that are in co-op right now, this does not impact or change your cooperatives in any way. It doesn't change your tokens. The only thing that it does is it makes everything way more rewarding. So let me get back to the daily dose of good. This is a quote that I put in my latest book that I wrote, and I just wrote another one a couple of days ago. Folks, we are in the cooperative age. It isn't the future. It is right now. I've been talking about the cooperative age since 2006. It is right now. And you are going to find that in the cooperative age, the way we do it, it is the living fulfillment of every promise ever made. Listen to that closely. It is the living fulfillment of every promise ever made. Read the disclaimer that our lawyers said that I must read. And it's important for you guys to understand this anyways. This is not one of those scary disclaimers. This facts, right? Our co-op platforms, well, guess what, folks? They are not investments. It's not a job. More importantly, we are not an MLM program. And people that have joined us for the last 24 years, well, their participation, well, it's been voluntary. And of course, because it's voluntary, the results will vary. Income is earned through cooperation and activity, not through speculation and recruitment. You see, that should give you the warm and fuzzies right there. The disclaimer should give you the warm and fuzzies and make you lean in closer. Every one of my businesses has been surrounded around the cooperative age. Even though I came up with this terminology in 2006, our businesses have been living the cooperative age. You see, those who give will rise. You heard it on those testimonies. Those who share will expand, and those who complete will live free. And together, we will prove that cooperation was never just an idea. It was humanity's design all along. We are the smartest beings on this planet, and we are acting like the dumbest beings on this planet. We are the only species on Earth that has to work to eat. You're going to find that the cooperative age is going to change all that. This system is coming out at the most opportune time as far back as we can remember. Right now, the entire planet is going through an income crisis. This income crisis may be as bad as the 20s. It's definitely worse than the financial collapse that we had in 2008. It is definitely worse than when the pandemic hit, and we need a solution. That's why I have spent the last several years putting this together and perfecting this system. And folks, as you see on the third line there, it says, co-op works for 100% of the people, 100% of the time, who simply participate in their own recovery. And because things are so tough everywhere in the world, even here in Toronto, Toronto is one of the greatest, if not the greatest city on the planet. But we've got a poverty line of $72,000. Most people are making less than $72,000. And even in a great city like Toronto, they're living below the poverty line. People are struggling. So in this system, co-op income, you can join us for as little as $6. However, the sweet spot is $191. And we already know that if it makes sense, people will find a way. They will find the will to join us. And I know for a fact that after the end of this webinar, people will find the will. You'll also find that we have 6 cooperatives, but the sweet spot is 191. What makes these systems great, and the systems that I've created over the course of the last 24 years online, I had a business life before I went online, but over the last 24 years online, you see, every system I have created was created equally for all. I built the systems, but there has always been many, many people making more money than me. If you know more people, if you work on the system harder than I do, you can make more money than me. Our systems are totally transparent. You see everything happening in real time. You want to know what happened to that contribution that you made. You want to know what happened to that $100. You can see what happened to it immediately, instantly on your dashboard and your teammates' dashboards. Another thing that makes our systems great is that they can't be manipulated. We've never built systems so that we can move things around and disadvantage others while advantaging others. No, you see, we cannot manipulate our systems. And our systems are inclusive. Man, woman, black, white, yellow, brown, purple. Whether you live in Bogota, whether you live in Toronto, Texas, Timbuktu, whether you're a man or woman, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're educated or non-educated, whether you're a veteran or you're disabled. Our systems want you, and our systems work for you, and they will earn you a predictable, ongoing passive income. We call it a pop income, and pretty soon the entire world is going to be shouting from the rooftops. They're earning a pop income. Imagine this. Imagine waking up every morning, every single morning, knowing that your monthly expenses are covered. Your debt's gone. And that if you want to jump on a plane and go to Paris, you can. If you want to sleep in, you can. You want to buy your parents a new home, you can. You see, money is not about greed. It is about need. It is transportation that gets you from where you are to where you want to be. And for the past 24 years, no person on this planet has built better systems than the ones we've put together. And today you're going to find out that it still holds true. Welcome to Co-op Income. It is your surest way to wealth. It is also your fastest way to wealth. Co-op Income is cooperative crowdfunding. In 2001, many of you already know this, but in 2001, I created the world's first crowdfunding system. That was 24 years ago. Today, crowdfunding is used for anything. And the definition of crowdfunding is this: it is a method of raising money for any purpose, from anywhere, from anyone, for anything, typically via the internet. And participants, well, they contribute voluntarily to support other people's goals. Does it get any more beautiful than that? Yes, cooperative crowdfunding. You see, now I've created cooperative crowdfunding, and the difference is now we raise money cooperatively. Now, in regular crowdfunding, you would find it difficult if you went to your friends and you said, hey, listen, my monthly expenses are $12,000 a month. Can you help to pay for my monthly expenses? Your friends, well, they would laugh at you. Or imagine going to your friends and say, hey, listen, you know what? I'm tired of working. Can you give me some money so I don't have to work anymore? You see, there were roadblocks to traditional crowdfunding. Cooperative crowdfunding removes all roadblocks, and it makes money accessible to everybody to pay their monthly expenses and get out of debt. And it's not just one time, it is day after day, week after week, month after month. And you see, you heard me say a few moments ago, we are not MLM. We aren't the cooperative universal income systems. You see, we are Q, and Q is a legally recognized as self-employment. And Q is designed to replace the income from traditional jobs, gigs, and, well, of course, failed MLMs. I'm just going to read some of these points here. See, we're not MLM. We are a peer-to-peer income system. It has a 100% payout. You can make withdrawals daily. It is totally transparent. There are no qualifications ever. Global, you are never alone. Imagine when you join us, you are always part of a team. There's somebody there who is willing and wanting to help you. There's no recruitment requirements. You are the boss. You get to go at your pace. If you want to work 12 hours today, go ahead. If you want to work 12 minutes today, go ahead. If you don't want to do anything today, well, you are the boss. And you're going to find that you'll be able to get in where you fit in. You're also going to find that here at Co-op, it's not an investment of any kind. We don't take your money and miraculously, turn it into something that it's not. This is not an investment. It's not a job. It is a voluntary participation activity. And it is a global income system. And because you are the boss, guess what? You are the one who decides the size of your dream. One of the things that makes our systems great, is you see, we subscribe to the universal laws: give, share, receive. And now we're subscribing to the law of completion. Why did I put this in here? I put this in here to help you to understand that, you see, it is the completion of something that fulfills you. Every act of giving begins a current. Every act of sharing strengthens it. And every act of receiving, well, it completes it. Give, share, receive. This is the law of completion. It is the Mobius loop of life where energy, value, and goodwill circulate without end. And you already know it. Anybody who's been in these systems, you know it circulates without end, creating a world where participation becomes prosperity. Need to put this in here. I already told you I created the world's first crowdfunding system in 2001. And for over 9,000 days, rain or shine, snow or hail, pandemic, no financial crisis, every day for over 9,000 days, people made money with us and we paid them. We have never missed a payday. Now for the good part. Here's how it works. Predictable ongoing passive income, as I mentioned. You are now going to start earning an ever increasing residual cashback payments. And you can get that every single day. And now you can receive up to 35% for personally inviting somebody. But more importantly, you are going to receive an average of almost 21%, 20.9% to be precise. 20.9% of everybody who comes into your cooperative. Every time somebody renews, you are going to receive 20.9%. That is insane. On average, you're going to receive 20.9% because you have 3 in your top level and your bottom level has 729, which is the vast majority. And most importantly, you see, I know that if I have money, I've made some money, I've earned some money, I want to take it out. I want to withdraw it. It's my money. So you see, when you make money in co-op, you receive it instantaneously within 1/10 of a second. You can see it on your dashboard and your teammates, well, they can see it on their dashboard as well. And you can withdraw that money every day. You can receive contributions 9 different ways. Obviously, if you invite somebody, you're going to receive personal contributions. If they invite somebody, you're going to receive team contributions. You're going to get help from below. You're going to receive money every time somebody who's in your cooperative renews. And just like other crowdfunding systems, you can receive one-time payments. If somebody doesn't want to join the cooperative and they want to give you $1,000, just like that, you can receive one-time payments. And now you got auto reentries. And you see, your team follows you. And when they follow you, you get more money. And not only did you get more money, but you get more money without more work. And we have one-time bonuses. Check it out, folks. So anyone who was in 50-50, if $100 came in, you received $50, and one of your friends received $50. It was instant and automatic. And you knew exactly what you received. $100 comes in, 50 to you, 50 to one of your teammates. Boom, real simple. Ladies and gentlemen, I have removed all of the qualifications for co-op income. We'll use that $100 once again. It's based on a 3x6 cooperative, meaning that you have 6 income levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in those 6 income levels, you have 1,092 people. You got 3 on your first level, and all the way down here on your 6th level, you got 729. That's 1,092. So that means that when somebody lands on your first level, you're going to get 35%. Let's say I invite you. You land on my first level. I am going to get 35%. 5 other friends are going to get a percentage as well. But I get busy with it. You haven't done anything yet. And somebody lands on your first level. You didn't do anything. You get 35%. And let's say another person lands on your first level. Now you get another 35%. And let's say another person lands on your first level. Now you get another 35%. Now your business is free and you've done nothing. You've got 105%, but you did nothing. And now let's say those 3 people start to do something and they each invite one person. Now those people land on your second level and now you get 10% from that person, 10% from the other person, 10% from the other person. And you haven't done anything. No qualifications, no recruitment. Let me say it again. No qualifications, no recruitment, and you're already in profit. On your second level, you got 9 people. You'll receive 10% from those 9 people. On your third level, 10%. Your fourth level, fifth level, 10% and 10%, 81 people, 243 people. Someone lands on your sixth level, you get 25%. So somebody lands on your first level, it's probably because you didn't invite them, but they land on your sixth level. If it's $100, you get 25. What did you do? Nothing. What did you get? More money. So now, no qualifications, no recruitment necessary, and we immediately pay 100%. No three who have to get three, no qualifications. Boom. There it is. Just like give one, get four, just like co-op 50-50, probably the most insane income opportunity ever created until now. And check this out. You see, you can receive contributions from your first and second level without doing anything at all. It's 195%, 105% from your first level, 90% more from your second level. But you see, this is a cooperative. And even though you don't have to do anything, if we each do a little, we'll all receive a lot. So if you invite one person, now you can receive on your third level. And if you invite one more person, now you can receive on your fourth level. And if you invite one more person, now you can receive an income, a contribution from 1,092 people every second of every day, renewing every 28 days. And you only have to do it once. So if you invite three friends, as we said, you go at your pace. So you invite one person, you register today. You do nothing for the next 3 weeks. So what? You go at your pace. You might even receive some contributions. Then you say, you know what? I know a few friends that could benefit from this. So you invite somebody. A few days later, you invite somebody else. A few days later, you invite somebody else. You invite three friends, you're done. You may never have to invite anybody ever again for the rest of your life in this cooperative system, but you can keep getting paid every second of every day. Folks, when this starts to connect, it is going to be insane. Watch this. You see, we have 6 cooperative levels. Again, you get in where you fit in. If you want to register in the I-50, go ahead, register in the I-50. If you want to register in the I-500, well, go ahead, register in the I-500. If you want to register in the I-5, go ahead, register in the I-5. It's your business. It's your business. It's your cooperative. You decide where you want to participate. But I can tell you that it is better to participate in an ascending order. So, for example, it's not the best idea to simply come in at the I-50 and not the I-20. And not the I-6. You're going to come in at the I-50, come in at the I-5, the I-20, and the I-50. And I can tell you something, because you may only have to dig into your pocket one time for each level. Because if 3 people fall into your cooperative while you're trying to get your feet planted, well, guess what? That cooperative is free now. And your next subscription, well, it's covered. What did you do? Nothing. What happens? Well, now you're covered for the next 28 days. And that's the same thing on all of the cooperatives. As soon as 3 people land in your cooperative, it's free. And maybe you got 2 people land in your cooperative on your first level. And because they love it, they invite people, and people land in your second level, and now your cooperative is paid for and you've done nothing. No qualifications to continue receiving an income in co-op. If you want to receive on the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th or the 6th level, then you voluntarily invite others to join you, which makes sense, because think about it. As you get wealthy, you want to have wealthy friends. When I get on a plane and go to Bahamas or Barbados, I'd like my friends to be able to pay for their own way to get on a plane to go to Bahamas or Barbados. See, this system makes that possible. And as you can see, there are 6 cooperatives here: I-5, 20, 50, 100, 500, 1,000. And you can see that each one of these cooperatives, well, it can afford you a different outcome. So like the I-6, for example, when it fills up, well, you can receive $1,097. That's great because you only put in $6. But then you go over here, right? The same amount of effort. It takes the same amount of effort to say, come and join me for $5 as it does for $1,000. But the difference is instead of getting $1,097, you get $220,000. Check it. Listen, $220,000. Now, I can already hear some of you saying that's just not possible. It's not feasible. How can that be? Well, I tell you what, get any calculator on your phone, $5 calculator, go to the dollar store, get one for $1. Get it. You use a pen and paper. It's basic math, folks. 35% times 3 at $100 is $105, right? 9 times 10% at $100, it's $90, right? It's the same thing. These numbers are basic math. Anybody can figure this out. You don't have to think, well, is this working right? You see, every time somebody joins you, every time somebody registers with you, you don't have to guess whether it's accurate or not, because instantaneously you will see this on your dashboard for all these levels. And it is in your best interest to get in at the highest possible levels, because you may only have to reach into your pocket one time. And there's a strong possibility you can have that covered before it's time to renew. This is a system that is going to change everything. Why do we want you to invite 3 friends? Well, because in this world, generally those who do nothing, well, they get nothing. We want to promote prosperity. We want to end global poverty for 1 billion people by the end of this decade. We can do that by each of us doing just a little. Imagine inviting 3 friends. Let's say you joined today, and 1 week later you invited 3 friends and they stayed active. Do you know you can keep receiving every single day for life without doing anything else? That is why we each do a little, so we can all receive a lot, because that circle of prosperity, well, it will continue to grow. Now, most people, especially you that were in our previous systems, you know that when a cooperative filled up, it went into your closed matrices. And many of you had hundreds of closed matrices, hundreds of these things that were closed. They were smaller, but you had hundreds of them. So if you break it down, this one, it's going to take a little longer to fill, but it's going to fill. So you didn't get anything in those other businesses. Check it out. Now you do. You see, when this fills up, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. When this fills up, well, guess what? Another one starts. And when this one fills up, well, guess what? Another one starts. And that continues indefinitely. So if one of these filled up in 1 month, and this one filled up in 1 month, and another one filled up in 1 month, it will mean that you're getting paid from this every 28 days. You're getting paid from this every 28 days. And you're getting paid from this every 28 days. And you see, because everything is automated, we've been using AI and autonomics since 2001. Everything is automated. It happens for you. You can turn things off or you can turn things on, but everything else is all automated. When somebody registers, well, it automatically sends the contributions to where they're supposed to go. At midnight every night, it automatically deposits money into your co-op wallet. So the only thing that you have to do is withdraw. Everything else in this system is automated. When you invite somebody, it automatically places that person so that you can't manipulate the system. And it follows a very strict hierarchy. These algorithms are precise. These amounts that I am talking about right now are precise to a mathematical certainty. So these numbers that I'm going to show you now, which are literally going to blow your mind and have you scratching your head for the next couple of days, trying to figure out whether or not it's possible. I'm here to tell you that not only is it possible, it is factual. So check this out. So here's a couple of important facts. We've already talked about it, but I'm going to go over it again. 100% of all contributions are allocated and distributed within the cooperative. All our systems and all levels are totally connected. So if you start on the I-6 and now you have enough money, it will automatically put you into the I-20. And when you have enough money, it'll automatically put you into the I-50. But let's say you don't want to do that, so just turn it off. But it wouldn't be a good idea to turn it off. But it is yours. You get in where you fit in and you do what you want, right? Because everything is automated and everything is connected. Let's say that somebody gets into a higher level before you. No big deal. Because when you get into that higher level and their cooperative fills up, well, guess what? They're going to cycle back in under you. And as you can see, it's not even just these 6 cooperatives that are connected. We have multiple businesses. They are all connected. So if you're in one of our other business, oh, by the way, so I sent out a message, as many of you got. One of my friends sends me a message back and he says, none of your businesses work. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, none of your businesses work. I said, well, what makes you say that? He says, because every week or every month you're coming out with something new. So I said, no, we're coming out with something new every month. We're making each system better. And now we have 5 systems instead of 1. He said, oh. He says, well, if they work, then, well, you wouldn't keep changing and you wouldn't keep building because you'd be making so much money. So I said, no, that's not why. We do this because we know that people need a predictable ongoing passive income. They need to know that they are going to get paid every single day. So we keep making the systems better. He said, oh. I said, are you going to join us? He said, no, I don't think so. I said, when was the last time you joined one of my businesses? He says 2005. And I said, and I logged in and I could see in his system. And I said, and the last time that you did anything in any of our businesses was 2006. He said, yeah. I said, so you've done nothing since 2006 in our businesses, right? He said, yeah. I said, and you think that we just keep changing businesses? He said, yeah. I said, I tell you what, log into Coopincome right now. So I sent him his email address and I reset his password because we don't know what people's passwords are. So I reset his password so we could log in. I said, so now you've logged in. What do you see? He says, well, I got 379 people that are part of my business. I said, and if all those people paid, how much would you be making? He said, $63,000. I said, do you think we've just been sitting around and just, not doing any work? And do you think that, our businesses aren't connected? Because I said to him, all our businesses, we have been making improvements, enhancements. So he was shocked because for 24 years, all of our businesses are connected. And if you did something in our businesses in 2001, you can still see it in your dashboard here in 2025. If you did something in our businesses in 2020, you can see that reflected in your dashboard here in 2025. If you did something in 2005, you can see it right now. And people are going to be freaked out when they log into their dashboard. You see, our other systems, for the most parts, were 2x2. So you couldn't see what was going on your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and some levels, it goes down 100 levels. Some people have over 65,000 people that are part of their downline. They might have only invited 3 or 4, but over the course of the last 24 years, their systems have continued to grow. So they aren't all on their first 6 levels, but that some people have, listen, one person cycled 3.5 times. So those cooperatives that you're seeing here, she's got this, plus she's got another one. And each of these is paying on 6 generations from 1,092 people, 6 generations, 1,092 people each level, 6 levels, 1,092 people. That is 18 income streams, plus you started another 6. That's 24 income streams. 4 sets of cooperatives times 6, paying simultaneously every second of every day. Our systems are connected. If you were part of our businesses in the past, if you invited 5 people, if you log into your dashboard, unless those people switch teams, because some people do because they are free agents, you're going to see them in your dashboard. If you were in one of our business, if you were in co-op 50/50 and you were successful, maybe you received $100,000, $500,000, $1 million, and you were happy. All those same people are part of your team right now. They are part of your cooperative. Log in. You will see your teammates that you invited to co-op 50/50. Maybe it was in 2018. Maybe it was somebody who joined co-op Give One Get Four back in 2005. Maybe they invited 100 people. Well, you log into your dashboard, you're going to see those 100 people. You already have a head start. I don't know if that sunk in, but when it does, upgrades, listen, here's the math. It's not David math. It's not fake math. It is real math to a mathematical certainty. These numbers are facts. They cannot lie. You can add them up yourself. You can see them with your own eyeballs. So hold yourself and check this out. Here's what happens. And remember, you can invite somebody or not. It's up to you, right? But if you want to participate in your own recovery and you want to be part of the team and you want to be a viable part of the cooperative, then voluntarily help a few friends, because when you do, you will be doing them a favor. So check this out. It says you can earn $367,329 in 6 weeks. I don't like talking about the money because what we do is about giving, sharing, and receiving. But listen, bottom line is that you want to know what you can get for doing it. So you go at your own pace. If it takes you a year to invite 3 friends, no problem. If it takes you a day, no problem. It is up to you. But eventually, whether it happens in 6 weeks, 6 months, or 6 years, eventually your cooperatives are going to fill up. And when they do, when you have all 6 cooperatives filled up, this is what you will receive every 28 days. What I'm about to show you is how you can get there in 6 weeks. And it's not difficult. We each begin on all 6 cooperatives. That means you're going to take $1,675 and you're going to make a contribution to the cooperative. That's going to help 6 of your friends. And then there's a 7% software licensing fee. So even I changed that because, as you know, before on the 5, it was a 20% software licensing fee. And on the 1,000, it was 5%. So it's now 7% across the board, right? 7% software licensing fee, $1,675, all 6 cooperatives. Now, personally register 3 people in 7 days. Is it possible? Yes. I was talking to a friend of mine and he was distracting me while I was watching the Blue Jays win Game 6. We won Game 7 yesterday. Congratulations, Blue Jays. So I was talking to him during Game 6, and he's working, and he's traveling while he's working, and he's tired. And he says, my contract with in this job, when you have a job, your employer can fire you at any second, and they do it with regularity. They don't care about you. So he says he's got this job, and he's got a contract that is going to the end of November. So I said, you're going to be too busy working to make any money. He laughed. I said, okay, so you're selling, right? He said, yeah, I'm selling. You're selling every day. I said, this contract that you have, what do you have to do? He said, I have to work 8 hours a day. I said, okay, so you work 8 hours a day. So you understand the co-op system? He said, yes. And I said, well, how long would it take you to get 3 people at the sweet spot? He said, seriously? He said, a day. And how long would it take you to get 3 people at $1,675? He says, well, I could do that in a week. I said, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. When you say a day, how certain are you of that? He says, I'm certain. I said, when you say a week, how certain are you of that? He says, I'm certain. So I said, do you understand that if you invite 3 people in all 3 levels, then that's going to amount to $600. He actually said he could get 3 people in the $1,675 in a day. right? So I said, if you invite 3 people, that's $600. You invite 3 more people next week, that's another $600. I said, are you making that much a week? And by the way, that's residual, and that's not including if your teammates start to duplicate. I said, in the next 6 weeks, you could be at $500,000. So are you going to keep doing that job where they can fire you in at any second? I said, when was the last time one of your friends got fired? He said, yesterday. I said, what did that friend do? He said, nothing. They just downsized. I said, did the company pay him anything? And he said, no. I said, so why are you being loyal to this company that's going to lay you off in a heartbeat? You need to start building your system. So I said, listen, I know that you're going to be tired when you're finished work, but work another 2 hours. Start building your system. And in a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks from now, when your system is outpacing what your job is making, then you can make a decision as to what you want to do. Right? So, folks, when you think about things and you put things in their proper perspective, this is not about selling or recruiting your friends. This is about going to your friends and saying, listen, I have a better idea. I have a better way for us to get our monthly expenses covered, and share co-op with people. Let them make a decision. And by the way, you can use co-op for free. So when you share co-op with one of your friends and they say, well, I don't know whether I can do this. I say, listen, I set you up with a free site. I used your email address and set you up with a free site. Go to coopincome.com, use your email address, and it automatically set you up with the default password of 123456. So sometimes when those people log in, they say, how come it says I got money? Oh, that's spillover. Oh, yeah, and you also got help from below, too. Oh, you got spillover and help from below. So what does that mean? Is that money? I said, yeah, if you were registered, that'd be real money. He said, but I didn't do anything. I said, I know. Now you say to them, because not everybody's going to get spillover, or help from above, or help from below. So you say to them, listen, I don't want to put pressure on you. Let's find out if this system is something that you can do. Who would you like to get wealthy with? They said, Aisha, Dion, and Stacy. I said, those are your friends. He said, I know. I said, so listen, put Dion in there, because, in your dashboard, you have places where you can invite people. Put Dion in there, put Stacy in there, put Aisha in there, and their email addresses and phone numbers. And they did. And boom, it showed them what the results are for doing that. So they didn't take any money out of their pocket yet, right? And they invited those 3 friends, and it showed them how great the system is. They said, well, I have more friends. I said, well, then invite them, put them in the system. And they did. So the next thing you know, the person had 12 people in there. I said, how about we call Dion, Stacy, and Aisha? He said, why? I said, well, let's show them what's happening, because they're all have received help from above. They all have stuff going on. So you see, no money out of pocket, tried the system, proved to themselves that they know that they have 3 friends. And then when they called their friends and they said, listen, this is how easy the system is. We can do it together. Do you want to try it for free, or do you want to work with me and let's just get busy with it? So it shows the person that, yes, I can do this system. Now check this out. So in your first week, you invite 3 friends. You make $1,759. How much did you put in? $1,675. Now, you invited these 3 friends, and you were the one who got benefited from it. Even if you didn't invite them, you still get benefited from them. But you invited these friends, right? So now you taught your friends to do the same thing. In week 2, they invite their 3 friends. Now you're at $3,200. And by the way, this $3,200 is almost double of the monthly expenses of over 95% of the population on this planet. So in 2 weeks, people can be receiving more money than it costs them in monthly income. And this is a predictable, ongoing passive income. It is a pop income. It means that it is going to keep coming to you day after day, week after week, month after month, meaning that this month's bills are paid, next month's bills can be paid, etc. Now, your friends, they go out and they invite a few friends. Now, in 3 weeks, you're up to $7,800. Week 4, not even a month, you're at $21,000. Listen, folks, these are the numbers. Get a calculator, do the math. These are the numbers. No smoke and mirrors, no investment. These are the numbers to a mathematical certainty. Week 5, $62,000. Folks, this is Thanksgiving in the United States of America. We're only halfway to Christmas for the people that celebrate Christmas. And we're not even close to the new year yet. Week 6. You see, why would you jump from 62,000 to 370,000? Well, here's why. You see, you have 3, 9, 27, 81, 243. You see, you've only got 363 people here, and you receive 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. Then the next week, you see, now you're receiving 25%, and you're receiving 25% where you have the most amount of people. So every time one of those 729 people lands on that level, you're getting 25%. If you're on the I-6, I-20, I-50, I-100, I-500, I-1000, that's bang. And that's coming in every 28 days. Well, guess what? Not only have you now received $367,329, but my goodness, your cooperative is full. Now, in every other business that I know of, when it's full, it's full. It means that you've reached that saturation point. You can't make any more money. Except here we've got the Mobius loop. And it starts again. Another automatically opens. Your team follows you. Their team follows you. More money, not more work. So this thing can duplicate. Do you have to invite more people? No. Can you invite more people? Yes. Do you want to invite more people? Yes. Because the more you help yourself, the more you help your team. And the faster we get to our goal of ending global poverty for 1 billion people by the end of this decade. Look, man, this is it. And as I said, we prove it free, right? Co-op works for 100% of the people, 100% of the time, who complete 3 simple, doable steps. There's multiple ways for you to get started. You can use cryptocurrency, credit card, PayPal, Cash, PayPal app if you're in the US, and a whole bunch of other ways. Get started for $6. Get started for $1,675. Get in where you fit in. Go at the pace that you want to go in. Start making a difference in your life. Start making a difference in your life. And know this, when you join us on whatever level or levels, that contribution that you are making is helping your friend. And it is helping 5 other people that you may not even know. You might be helping somebody in Australia. You might be helping somebody in the Ukraine. You might be helping your next door neighbor. But every contribution can help up to 6 other causes instantaneously, immediately, and without discrimination. You want to pay your bills? You want to forever wipe out your debt? You want to finally be able to live with the dignity that you deserve? Give your kids the best of everything. Show your wife how much you love them. Get in-house care for your parents. Do absolutely anything and everything that you want to do, and do it with a business, with the absolute knowledge that you are doing it with a business that started 24 years ago, has never missed a payday in over 9,000 days. The same business that started 24 years ago is still making money for people 24 years later. This business is a legacy business. 24 years from now, you and your next generation will be receiving money from what you do today. You see, the J.R. Watkins Company was the first network marketing company. It started in 1868. Did it believe that 157 years later it would still be in business? Probably not. When Avon started in 1896, did it think 130 years later they would still be in business? Probably not. Those are legacy companies. We, Co-op, is a legacy company. We are going to help to fund your life. We are going to help to provide a great education for you. We are going to introduce you to things that you need as we continue to expand the co-op ecosystem. And should you decide to join us, you have the absolute knowledge of knowing that 100% in, 100%. So ladies and gentlemen, co-op gets you money.